Week 16 predictions, every pick for every game. Let's go.
Let's start with that Thursday night game, of course, tonight, December 21st, the Saints at the Rams. Look, there's not a huge home field advantage, but I think if this was in New Orleans, it's not that there's a home field advantage in LA, it's the fact that they don't have to play on the road in New Orleans. That's a tough place to play. I think the Rams are a better football team. I think there's a decided coaching advantage here. I think McVay has been fantastic this year, and I just don't trust Dennis Allen. They just don't win enough, point blank. For the talent on that roster, I just don't trust the coaching staff. I'll take the Rams.
Yeah, I'm taking the Rams here, too. It just seems like the right side to be on. Like you said, better coach, but also just a more, I would say, well-constructed offense. They can beat you multiple ways.
It's 2023. You have to be good offensively, and with Derek Carr, Taysom Hill, and Jameis Winston, they are just not in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Let's go to those Saturday games. We have Cincinnati traveling to Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh, they have a chance here, but I'm going to go with the Bengals. And here's what's crazy. Yes, if you told me 2 or 3 years ago, even if you told me at the beginning of the year, Pittsburgh at home in December against a backup quarterback, I'd say, it's done. Pittsburgh's got it.
Yeah.
I don't think they can stop a nosebleed. I think Jake Browning's going to throw for 300 yards. I'll take the Bengals by a touchdown.
And I'm not quite sure what happened to the Pittsburgh secondary. They started out the season looking pretty good, and I think part of it is I haven't seen T.J. Watt getting home nearly as much as he did earlier.
He had 2 sacks against Indy.
Yeah,
leads the league in sacks. I'll tell you that right now.
Yes, he does. But it's just
better than Myles Garrett.
I noticed, and it sounds. I don't want to say like. It sounds like a bit of a spoiled NFL fan here. Sitting here saying, oh, well, T.J. Watt, he doesn't seem as productive as he was early in the season when he's, like, the best pass rusher in the league. But it's true. Like, he's not making as much of an impact on a game-by-game basis.
I think his production has stayed the same. I think it's the fact that they just aren't in games anymore. It just doesn't feel as big, but I don't think that's his fault.
Yeah. I'm taking Cincy, though.
Yeah, Bills at the Chargers. I think the Bills are a better football team. Now, the Chargers, if they had Herbert with the new coach, because there's that whole new coach, like, usually when, like Antonio Pierce, for example, he comes in, the Raiders won, 2 or 3 straight, right? So there's that new coach advantage. But with Easton Stick, there's no advantage anywhere. Buffalo wins.
Yeah, Buffalo is by far the side. Without Justin Herbert, there is nothing that I like in Los Angeles on that side.
I would agree. Lions at the Vikings. I think the Lions steamroll them here. Inside, Jared Goff in a dome has been the most profitable quarterback against the spread, and they're favored by 3. Keep an eye on that for bets on the budget. He has been really good in a dome. I think that continues. Vikings with a tough overtime game this past week in Cincinnati. Yes, coming home, they might have a little bit of advantage being at home, but I think the Lions win and win comfortably.
Yeah, and Detroit here, they are on a bounce back right now. They took a little bit of a dip there for the last, I'd say, 4 weeks prior to this last week.
I think they got their identity back against Denver.
100% they did.
Yeah.
They looked like the Lions team that we remember from early in the season.
Yeah, I agree. Colts at the Falcons. Neither of us can bet the Falcons, so we have to go Colts at this point.
A blind bet Indianapolis.
Plus, let's be real. I don't think Arthur Smith's a bad coach, but I think Shane Steichen is fantastic. What he's been doing with Gardner Minshew, I think that's a really, really well-coached team. Defense is improving every week. I'll take the Colts to win.
Yeah, we talked about Stefanski for Coach of the Year earlier in the first segment. I think Steichen has a shot.
I would agree.
It as well.
Yeah, Packers at the Panthers. Packers are aside here. Panthers, I mean, they just can't move the football. They scored 9 points against Atlanta, and Atlanta's not impressive.
Yeah, ask yourself if you can ever pick the Panthers and feel good about them winning a football game.
Yeah, let me know. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Packers.
Yep.
Especially with a bounce-back week here. Seattle at Tennessee brings us to our first split. I'm going to go with the home Tennessee Titans. I think coming off a really tough emotional loss, they're going to bounce back. They're going to be very, very motivated, very, very physical. Seattle, on the flip side, coming off a big emotional win, right? Prime time, Drew Lock. I think they come back down to earth a little bit. I think the physicality that they just faced against Philadelphia, they're now going to have to match that physicality against a Derrick Henry run-oriented offense. Will Levis is physical. I will go ahead and take the Titans to win and win close, late last-second field goal. Titans pull out the victory.
All right, I'm going Seattle. I got burnt by them this past week, so I'm going to ride that side this week. Also, I feel like we've been kind of in denial of how good Seattle is.
No, they're a good football team.
I kind of definitely overlooked them. And I think they have a lot of the pieces that you need, especially going down the stretch, right? They're going to run the football. They play really good defense. We said it earlier in the year too. Outside of the Legion of Boom year, they're like, I'd say 2 years away from getting back to that level of defense.
No, their defense is definitely improving.
Insane right now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ride with Seattle. It feels right.
It's just off a short week traveling cross country in the 1 o'clock window. That's a tough spot to be.
Oh, I agree.
Let's go with the Browns at the Texans. C.J. Stroud's still up in the air. I don't know if he's going to play or not. I'm going to take the risk that he is going to play. I'm going to go ahead and take Houston. Even if he doesn't, I don't feel great about it, but I still am going to ride with Houston. They have a competent backup in Case Keenum. Not great. Of course he's not great. Competent. I think Joe Flacco, you got the whole experience last week. 3 picks, down big, and then they start coming back, right? So I think at some point you play with fire too much. You keep throwing interceptions, you're going to get burnt. DeMeco Ryans is a fantastic defensive mind. I think Flacco comes down to earth a little bit after that tough game in which they should have lost because Darnell Mooney dropped the Hail Mary. The Browns should have lost to the Bears. I think the Texans are better than the Bears. I'll take the Texans at home.
I'm taking the Browns. We know how good their defense is, and I love C.J. Stroud. I've been one of his biggest supporters this year.
Yeah, you like them over Bryce Young.
But at the end of the day, I don't like the fact of somebody coming out of concussion protocol, if he does play. Coming out of concussion protocol, hello, that's Myles Garrett lined up across from you.
He's a scrub.
I see there being some problems there, possibly. I love the Cleveland defense, and I think Joe Flacco has enough experience at this point in the season playing this style of football. I think the Browns win.
Commanders at the Jets. This is a line that neither of us get. The Jets are favored by 3. I think Washington's the side here. I think they win outright. I really like Washington in this game.
Yeah.
Sam Howell, a little bit of a bounce back. Who knows? Maybe they start Jacoby Brissett. But either way, it's going to be a bounce back game for Washington. Ron Rivera's coaching for his life. And who's starting a quarterback for the Jets? Does it matter?
I don't think it does.
Yeah, no. They all suck. I'll take the Commanders.
Yep.
Jaguars at the Buccaneers. We talked. Do they drive up or do they fly up?
Or do they walk?
They didn't have a golf cart for Trevor Lawrence, so maybe they're going to drive up in a school bus, big yellow school bus. Yeah, either way, I'll take the Jags. I think the Buccaneers, they're a little bit inflated right now, given the really, really good win at Lambeau. It's a good win. I'm not trying to take anything away from them.
It's the recency bias.
Jacksonville's devalued. Tampa Bay's overvalued. I'll take Jacksonville to win.
Yeah, Jacksonville, the weapons. You got Trevor Lawrence. Like, come on. Look.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence or Baker Mayfield. It comes down to picking the better quarterback here. Who you pick?
Go Trevor.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cowboys traveling to the Dolphins. My favorite play of the week. It's got to be Dallas. It's got to be, again, good teams getting humiliated, right? I know it's on the road, but it's Miami. Is it really that much of a road game? Miami's not known as a really hostile atmosphere. It's going to be 75 and sunny, right? That's not a road game. And I guess it is a road game, but that's not a true road game. It's in the 4:25 window, so even the 1 or 2 hour difference isn't going to matter for Dallas. To me, this is a Dallas trouncing. I think they win by 10.
Yeah, that's not like going to Levi Stadium this time of the year. Yeah, I like Dallas. I think in big games we have seen the Miami Dolphins shrink. Have we not? I mean, every time they play a real opponent, they just... I don't know what happens to their offense. Their defense just hides in the corner, and it doesn't look like they have much of a plan when that tends to transpire. So I'm going to go with Dallas.
Let's go with the Cardinals at the Bears. I'm taking the Bears. I really like the Bears here.
Justin
Fields is playing a lot better as of late. Now, I like Kyler better than Justin Fields, so I'm going to break my rule of picking the better quarterback. But Justin Fields has been playing well. I don't think the gap is as big now as it is in terms of a holistic view of quarterbacks. I think how are they playing right now? I think Justin Fields is a lot closer to Kyler than we want to admit. So I'll go ahead and take Justin Fields and the Bears. And since that Montez Sweat trade, the Bears have been playing fantastic defense. They're like 3rd in the league in sacks since that trade. And nobody can block up front for Arizona. I'll take Chicago to win.
Arizona's the side. It's the Bears. Don't kid yourself.
So you want me to take Kyler going outside to Chicago? I don't buy it. I'm just not doing it. In December, I will not do it.
It's the Chicago Bears though, and Justin Fields.
He's the best quarterback in football. He's ineffable. Okay, I will say though, every time I pick the Bears, I'm usually right. Just throwing that out there. Bad teams that I rarely pick, when I do pick them, I'm usually right.
Like the Panthers?
Yeah, I'm 1-1 on them this year. So, Patriots at the Broncos. We're both going to take the Broncos. I just don't trust the Patriots offense.
Yeah, but I think this game will stay close.
Yeah, the 6.5 scares me.
Yes.
Let's go to the Monday night games. The Raiders at the Chiefs. I'll take the Chiefs. They're at home.
These are the Christmas Day
Arrowhead
games.
in December. Yeah, Christmas Day.
Yeah, I'm taking. First of all, great slate of games on Christmas.
Yeah, they're good.
I'm taking the Chiefs.
2 divisional matchups, and then that Ravens-Niners game, which we'll get to in a second. Giants at the Eagles. I think the Eagles win. Keep an eye on the Giants. We'll get to that in bets on a budget.
Yeah. Eagles.
And finally, Niners hosting the Ravens. Game of the week. We don't want to dive too much into it, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Niners. I think you are too. Why?
I mean,
without getting too far into it.
They have a more whole football team, I would say. They're not as injured, and they have more talent at the positions that matter.
I agree. Could not agree more. Guys, those are our picks. Splits here. I will take the Titans. You're taking Seattle. I'll take the Texans. You're taking the Browns. And I'll take the Bears. You're going to take Arizona. So you have one road favorite and two road dogs. I'm going to stick with the home teams, two of which, or I guess one of which will be really cold weather. Who knows what it's going to be in Tennessee, and then obviously Houston in that dome.
Love it. All right, it is time.